What's going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I also have links to my Facebook and Twitter down below in the description. But today I'm going to hit on a topic that's really interesting to think about regarding the future of the NFL. And it's always great to see those breakout players that really come out of nowhere, such as Colin Kaepernick did this last season. So I'm going to hit on quarterbacks and who are those top, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks that are going to come out of nowhere or really haven't blossomed yet and possibly make a big impact for their team. I've got 5 quarterbacks written down, so let's get right to it. The first one, Kirk Cousins, was this last year's rookie for the Washington Redskins, obviously sharing time there with RG3, and the only reason he got playing time was because RG3 was injured. Now, as you see there, he went to college at Michigan State, and he put up solid numbers there at his college. He was a 4th-round selection, I believe it was. It was either 3rd or 4th. I want to say 4th, though. And Kirk Cousins, really, I think if he stays as a backup behind RG3, whether it's going to be for these next few seasons, it's possible he becomes trade bait because of his stock rising, or, he just hits free agency after his rookie contract is up, and he really gets snagged by a team and he becomes a strong contender for a starting job with someone else. I don't see him starting for the Redskins over RG3. RG3 is going to be that guy. The Redskins did not give all those picks up to start Kirk Cousins over him. So RG3 is going to be the guy in Washington. Kirk Cousins, I believe, is a solid backup who has starting ability if he gets traded or hits free agency. Next guy up is a guy behind Peyton Manning in Denver, Brock Osweiler, another rookie this last year. Didn't get much playing time, as you can see there. I believe he threw 5 passes all of 2012. But headed into 2013 and 2014, I think Brock Osweiler is going to be learning behind one of the best quarterbacks to ever play, which he just did this last year. And it's almost, I feel like it's going to be an Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre scenario where Brock Osweiler learns behind a great quarterback, and then he gets put into the system and really excels. I can see Brock Osweiler being that quarterback after Peyton Manning and making an impact right away. Also, what needs to be noted here, Peyton Manning 6'5", Brock Osweiler 6'7". These guys are tall, going to stand in the pocket passers. I really like Osweiler's future. I think he's going to be a stud, and just remember that name, Brock Osweiler after Peyton Manning in Denver. Next quarterback up, a guy who's seen his fair share of teams. It's his 3rd NFL team, Matt Flynn, who just got traded to the Oakland Raiders from the Seattle Seahawks. He spent his first 4 seasons with the Green Bay Packers after he was drafted in the 7th round out of LSU. He got signed by the Seahawks in free agency this last year, and then he got traded this offseason to the Oakland Raiders. Now, everyone's saying that Matt Flynn could be that starter for the Oakland Raiders, but there's some competition that was brought in this last draft with Tyler Wilson. They have Terrell Pryor on the roster, so it's going to be interesting to see who wins that starting job. But Matt Flynn could be that guy who does win it. He's got the most NFL experience out of the 3 guys in Oakland, and he looked pretty solid in a couple games that he played in Green Bay. So we'll see what happens in Oakland. Matt Flynn could be a breakout performer for the Oakland Raiders. Now, 2 guys I want to mention here that were just drafted in this year's draft who I think could be studs. It's not going to be Geno Smith. It's not going to be E.J. Manuel. The first guy I want to hit on is Matt Barkley, who was drafted in the 4th round by the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe it was the first pick in the 4th round on day 3. Matt Barkley could be a stud. If you notice all the numbers that have been popping up for the college guys, or for the guys that have shown for their college numbers, Matt Barkley's numbers in college blows all their numbers out of the water. He was just a stud at USC up until this last year. Matt Barkley really didn't perform that well, and then he got hurt and didn't play for the rest of the season. I believe he played 7 games. So Matt Barkley at USC was a solid prospect. Many thought that he could go in the top 10 in last year's draft with Andrew Luck and RG3. But look out for Matt Barkley. After Michael Vick departs, who knows what's going to happen to Vick? He's on a 1-year deal right now. Barkley's going to have to contend with Nick Foles for the starting starting job. You got Dennis Dixon there as well. So we'll see how it goes. But I can see Matt Barkley starting for the Eagles after Michael Vick. That's just me. Now, the last guy on the list, Mike Glennon, who was selected in the 3rd round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Glennon, I always liked Mike Glennon ever since I saw him. Only flaw in Mike Glennon is his pocket mobility. You know, he doesn't shuffle around in the pocket too well because he's so tall. You know, he's 6'6", very lanky guy. And if he can work on his footwork in the pocket, you know, be a little bit more avoidable, I think he's going to be solid. And a lot of people are already talking down in Tampa Bay that he could be that guy to start week 1 over Josh Freeman, believe it or not. So watch out for Mike Glennon. If he doesn't start in week 1, which I honestly don't think he will, I think Josh Freeman will be that guy. But if Josh Freeman struggles this season, you know, first 5, 6, 7 games where Freeman's just not doing too well, don't be surprised if the coaching staff makes a change at the quarterback position. They put Glennon in to start for the Buccaneers. So those are the top 5 names I have for guys who I think are going to blossom into big names in the NFL, such as Colin Kaepernick did in this last season. Let me know who you guys think, you know, should be on that list. If I missed somebody, if you guys agree with me, if you don't agree with me, throw all your comments down below. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.